It's been 3 weeks since I filmed my last Transfer Tuesday, and I'm excited to get caught up on all the debt transfers and savings transfers that we've made since then and the transfers we're making this week. So let's hop into today's Transfer Tuesday. Hi, if you're new here, I'm La, and I am documenting my journey to pay off over $175,000 of debt. So if you're into debt payoff and budgets, make sure you hit subscribe. So let's hop into this Transfer Tuesday. Alright, so let's catch up on our savings first. So we were able to put $300 towards our emergency fund the last week of August, and last week when I got paid, my automatic transfer of $75 went to our emergency fund. In addition to our emergency fund savings, we were able to put $500 towards seeking funds. So $300 went towards our car maintenance seeking fund, and then $200 went towards a treat fund that we created for when we are done paying off our credit cards. Now let's chat about our debt transfers. So since the last time I did a transfer, which was $1,100, we were able to put a $640 transfer towards our loan, and that happened the last week of August. Additionally, we did finally make our first minimum payment, which was $640.47. Now, since the first payment wasn't due until September 7th, the accrual of interest period was about 6 weeks, so the payment was a lot higher than it's going to be going forward, but it did bring down the balance of the loan, so I'm counting that as a transfer. And then last week we were able to put a $391 transfer towards the loan as well, and that brought our balance down to $9,312.38. So let's hop into our transfers for this Transfer Tuesday. So yesterday, Monday, we transferred $150 towards our debt. And if you guys are not aware, I have started a 75 Hard Finance Edition challenge, in which I am trying to put at least $5 towards debt every day. So since yesterday I did make an extra debt payment, which is like a snowball payment, today I'm making a snowflake payment, which is just a small extra payment towards debt. And I did sell something on Facebook Marketplace, so I made a $10 payment today. So let's hop into our debt tracker to catch up on the transfers from the last 3 weeks and put in our transfers from this week as well. All right, so let's hop right into this tracker. So the beginning balance was $10,742.91, and we made a payment of $670, which without interest would have brought our payment, our ending balance, down to $10,072.91. And then the next day we made our minimum payment, and that minimum payment was $640.47, which would have brought the balance down without interest to $9,432.44. And then last week on the 4th, with an opening balance of $94.32.44, we made a payment of $391, which without interest would have made our balance $9,041, but we know that interest is real, so the actual ending balance with interest was $9,312.38. And I think it's important to show like what it would have been without interest and how much we're paying in interest. So let's go ahead and color in some coins. So that's about a coin. Let's see. Yeah, that's about a coin and a half. So I'm gonna finish coloring in this coin finally. And then we're gonna color in one full coin. So let's go ahead and add our transfers for this week. So with a beginning balance of $9,312.38, payment of $150. That would be a balance, any balance of $9,162.38. And then for opening balance of $91.62.38, a payment of $10. That would bring us down to $91.52.38. So that's really not much of a coin, but we're just gonna color in partial, just like little rung here of this coin. And that is where we're at. We are definitely working super hard to try to pay off more of this loan. Our goal for this month is to pay at least $2,500 on this loan. And we're, keeping steady and trying to get it paid off in December as planned. And if we can, hunker down, cut expenses, and be a little bit more aggressive, hopefully we can pay it off before then. So what are you guys transferring this week? Drop it in the comments below. And until next time, bye.